about how many victims we're talking about. We also don't know about the severity of their injuries and if anyone has actually succumbed to their injuries at this time. But as you can see, a very active situation at UNLV right now.
We have a number of reporters on the scene. Brett Forrest, he's locked inside a classroom. They turned off the lights to make it look like that no one is in the classroom in case there's an active shooter there. Our Andrew Nomura has been on the ground. Our Kristen Drummond has been at Sunrise Hospital. And Tiffany Lane is also at the media briefing site, so I was hoping to be able to go to Tiffany right now to find out if there's any activity at her location to see if Metro, okay, we don't have Tiffany right now, so we're trying to find out when they're going to have the media briefing. We believe that it's going to be within the next several minutes, and it looks like we do have Tiffany standing in front of the camera. Can she hear us, and is she ready to go? She's giving us the head shake. So, Tiffany, give us an idea of what's happening in the media staging area right now.
She doesn't have any audio. We'll work to try to make sure we can correct that situation. But as we talk about what's playing out at UNLV, it's important to remind people that the fallout is beyond campus right now. CSN has decided to cancel all classes remaining effective immediately in light of what's happened at UNLV. We're now told that Tiffany, who you see there as they try to focus the camera there, again, this is all playing out in real time, so please bear with us as we try to give you the latest information. Tiffany, you're there at the media staging location. We're expecting a briefing any moment now, but have you heard anything since the last time we saw you?
So no, we're all just gathering here. They told us just get everything set up, have everything ready for that briefing. We were told that the information will be coming from the sheriff himself. Of course, we haven't seen him arrive just yet because, as you know, it's a very, very active situation, but we will be all waiting here. Everyone is set up, waiting to go. We're just waiting for all that information to come. But I do want to show you this area behind me right now. Now, this area has been roped off, and you can see UNLV in the distance. Just over the last few minutes, we did have more of the Las Vegas Fire and Clark County Fire Department vehicles show up in this street, and then you see lines of unmarked and marked law enforcement vehicles. We also saw at some point, I want to say about 15 minutes ago, where it looked like students that were exiting the campus because you saw several people with backpacks on, several dozen. So I don't know if they were all evacuated or what the situation was with that, but we are also actively tweeting out everything we have as well, just to make sure that everyone has access to everything going on. But again, it is so active, so we were not given an idea of at what point the sheriff will be arriving, but we are ready for when he does. In the meantime, we are speaking with people in the area. As I mentioned, people are coming out of their apartments in the area we're at. It's housing near the school, and so people are coming out wondering what's going on. And getting away from the campus area, of course, since they were advised to leave. So we'll stay out here and keep you posted about when the sheriff does arrive.
Tiffany, thank you. And we're getting this from Metro Police. They just tweeted this out just seconds ago, saying that Metro Sheriff Cameron McMahill and Adam Garcia from the South Area Command will be providing a preliminary update at your exact location coming up here in seconds.
So as we wait for that, our Andrew Nomura has been out talking to folks there at the scene. Let's go ahead and listen into this interview.
Oh, maybe an hour now.
And you've been out here for an hour.
Over an hour.
Over an hour, and your daughter has been texting you just back and forth, just giving you updates every so often.
Just giving us updates. They're not giving them much updates, so it's all hearsay of what they're hearing. So that's why I asked you if you've heard anything.
Absolutely,
but it's still alarming because we still see SWAT coming in, and I still don't have her with me. So.
Right now, Latoya and Dana, you're listening to Selena. Selena, is it Guevara? Thank you so much. Her daughter is currently inside, sheltering in place at UNLV. Her daughter is in the business building. Is that correct?
She was in the business building. She said they moved her to a dorm nearby. I don't know what dorm. She doesn't know what dorm. She's a freshman.
As we can see, the look on your face right now, for all of those parents who might be watching at home, what do you have to tell them?
Stay calm and pray, and just wait for the phone call.
Well, Selena, we were just talking a couple of minutes ago. You mentioned that this was your worst nightmare, sending your kids to school, and now an active shooter.
Yes, it is. Just because it happens so often now. it happens all the time, and it's, I don't even, no words could even describe.
Selena, thank you so much. We're glad that your daughter is safe at this point. We will definitely try to get all the updates that we can and give those to you as soon as possible.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, Dana, Latoya, as you can hear, Selena, her daughter, was in the business building when everything took place, was sheltering in place, and then was moved to a different building. She is okay. She has been texting her mom. Her mom works as a nurse all the way at Spring Mountain Treatment Center and zoomed down here when she got that alert from UNLV. That's the very latest. We'll send it back to you.
I'm trying to get an idea, too, of how far away from the student union you are. We know that shots were fired there. We saw the damage to the door. Beam Hall also, we heard an active shooter situation. And based on how far away you are from those locations, I don't get a feeling that anybody is frantic from your location. It doesn't look like, from at least your location, that there is a search for a second active shooter. What's your sense of this?
And nothing is off limits.
My sense right now is that things seem to be relatively calm at this point. I think that we're seeing some here. The student union, from what I've been told from the students, is there in the distance here. That this, would you say, beige or red, I would say, building in the distance here. As you can see, the building. Here we go. We got the sheriff coming up right here. As we speak. Here we go. We got the sheriff coming up right here. Hey, Sheriff. As we speak. Good. Is there any information that you can tell us right now? Good. Is there any information? Okay, we're getting an update right now from the sheriff. Okay, we're getting an update right now from the sheriff.
You guys want us to step back into the sun? Or are you all right with this? You guys want us to step back into the sun? Or are you all right with this?
Just be able to go over there a little bit. We are moving to a different location to get.
Just move out here.
Better for us to a different location. I guess all of the media to get an update. Better for us to give us 1 second. I guess all of the media to get an update. Give us 1 second.
You can see this all playing out in real time there. As we've been telling you, we're waiting any minute now for the sheriff to update us. Andrew was giving his report as the sheriff walked up, and of course it looks like they're trying to get situated right now to set up the cameras and the microphones in place so that we can go ahead and hear what he has to say. And Dana, this will be the first update that we've heard from them on camera today. Up until now, they've been tweeting out various things, but now we're going to hear from them directly about what they've been up against and what students may still be possibly up against at this hour as they try to work out the kinks there and make sure they have everything in place to be able to give us that information. We want to go ahead and stay on this, but as you know, lots of moving parts here, everything playing out before all of our eyes in real time.
Well, there's a media staging area, and I think that Andrew just fortuitously happened to be at a location where Sheriff McMahill just walked upon. So he said, hey, can you give us an update here? And I don't think that they're even aware that there's a media staging area where they are set up to get the latest information on this briefing here. So I'm not sure if the sheriff will be giving an update right here, right now to Andrew Nomura, or if they're going to send him over to the media staging area where I can see all the microphones are set up. But he's not at the media staging area right now.
No, he's not, but it looks like he has stopped to talk to them, and we're hoping to learn more. In the meantime, we can tell you the latest information we're hearing is that they still have students who are sheltered in place. There are also reports that they're telling students as they go from building to building here on campus to walk out with their hands and arms up, so that's good information to know as well. We also know that they have shut down traffic on the I-15 corridor to make room for emergency responders to be able to get in and out of the area in a timely fashion. And we also know that CSN has decided to close the campus indefinitely right now. They're asking people there to be calm and to safely evacuate. We have a number of people on scene, including our Denise Rosh, and right now where you're looking at, I believe that
hey,
is
Dana,
the
Latoya,
where our Tiffany Lane is. Perhaps they're making their way to.
Yeah, so we just got an update. They are
Andrew, what do you
moving the
got?
media staging area over here. Yeah, so we just got an update. Yeah, that's what we've just been informed to by the PI, the public information officer. So they're allowing people to get the rest of the media to get over here, right here at the corner of University of Maryland to get an update. Right here at the corner University of Maryland to get an update.
Okay.
So as they work to do that, we also heard from one of the first parents who rushed to the scene. They are just talking about what so many parents fear day after day, ever since it seems like 1999 when we had Columbine in Colorado, when students, a school shooting became the thing. I know as a parent who has a student in college, that's something that all of you think about.
We talk about it. We've had conversations in our household, and not just because she's a freshman now in college. It was happening when she was actually in high school and even in middle school. There was one time she was in the middle school lunchroom and someone dropped a tray and everybody thought it was a gunshot. And she said there was panic that ensued, that kids were running toward the exits to get away as fast as they could. But we talked about what Metro Police and other police agencies tell you to do in active shooter situations, and it's run away. If you can identify where the gunfire is, run away until you can't run anymore, hide until you can't hide anymore, and then fight at the end. That's the last resort.
Let's go ahead now and check in with our Denise Ross. She's actually a graduate of UNLV and has been on that campus many times. Denise, tell us what you're learning about this situation that I'm sure is just unbelievable for you right now.
Yeah, right now we're standing on Maryland Parkway directly across from the Student Union, and right over here you can see what's going on. A lot of the students have been evacuated. In fact, we have seen many students walking off campus with their hands up, the police telling them to do that so they know who's who. We have also seen a young lady out here who was removed on a stretcher, although she did appear to be alert and talking to the paramedics. One fourth-year student that I just talked to said as he was being evacuated, he actually had to walk past a dead body. He wasn't sure if that was the shooter or a victim. He thought perhaps it was a shooter, but of course that certainly has not been confirmed. A lot of people out here reuniting right now with their friends. We've seen a lot of hugging, a lot of tears, a lot of confusion.
Those who see the correlation between things above
are just being
and
told
things below
to
the
get
surface.
back
Those
as
who
far
navigate
as they
risk
can, and you
with
can
a
see
heightened
Maryland Parkway.
awareness
Maryland
of
Parkway
what's
is a parking
possible.
lot
See
of
a new
emergency
group where
vehicles, from
risk meets
paramedics to
opportunity.
marshals to police. Another student I talked to said, you know what? You come to school, it's supposed to be the time of your life. It's not supposed to be the last day of your life. And he said he was born in the year 2000, and there have been school shootings his entire life. He says he is fed up with this, and now, quite honestly, he is a little bit nervous, a little bit fearful to walk back on campus. So that is just some of what all these students and some of the professors as well are telling us right now.
So Denise, I'm trying to get a sense of this from you as well as a UNLV graduate, as someone who was born and raised in our community, who's lived in essence their entire life in our community, and I believe that your daughter also attended UNLV. How does this strike you today?
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here in a second.
It's incredible, Dean. It really is. Actually, we're third generation. My mother graduated from UNLV. I graduated from UNLV. My daughter graduated from UNLV. This school is pretty much in our DNA, and to think that a place like this, that is supposed to be a safe place, can turn into what we're seeing today is...
Hey guys, we're getting ready for this.
All right, Denise, our thoughts with you and everyone who has a connection to the school. Of course, we all
Adam
do.
Garcia.
And,
Good afternoon. My name is Adam
They are, in
Garcia.
fact,
I'm the
ready to
Vice
start
President
briefing.
and
Let's
Director
go
of
ahead and
University
listen in.
Police Services in Southern Command. Adam, A-D-A-M, Garcia, G-A-R-C-I-A. Wanted to give you just a very short briefing on where we are at this point. Before I do that, I want to introduce Sheriff McMahill, who you see to my left, and the Fire Chief, Chief Steinbach. So we received a call of an active shooter event at 11:45 this morning. Officers immediately responded, engaged the suspect. The suspect at this point is deceased. We do not have information on any potential victims at this point. What I can tell you as well is that the entire Nevada system of higher education in Southern Nevada, campuses are all closed out of an abundance of caution. There is no threat to any other campus. We are doing this out of an abundance of caution. With that, I will turn it over to the sheriff.
I'm Kevin McMahill. I'm the sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and I want to say to the community, there's no further threat. I will tell you that this combined police, state, local, and federal law enforcement, along with the fire department, works very well. As the chief told you, we do have one suspect down. Of course, we have no idea on the motive. There are a number of victims that have been transported to area hospitals, so I don't want to give you false information and tell you how many victims that we have, but we will be providing that update very, very shortly. I want to assure the community there's no further threat. We are continuing the investigation here. This is still a very active and dynamic scene, so if you can avoid the area, we would appreciate it. And we'll be providing additional updates in the very near future. Thank you. Yes, there are victims. Thank you. Yes, there are victims.
Yes, on behalf of the entire first responder community, of course, our hearts go out to any of the families that are affected by this. Our update right now is that we do have a reunification center that is opened up at the convention center. That's at the North Hall. It will take time to transport students over to that area, but if you can't get a hold of your loved ones right now, your kids or somebody that you're concerned with, then that would be the place to go and to try to go ahead and do that reunification. We will have people there to assist you. We also have a phone number. It is being staffed. It's 702-455-AIDE, and there'll be a website opened up, and it's FACofSouthernNevada.com. And so that is our current information that we have for victim services, and that will change also as or be updated as necessary. But we will have those resources there. Understand when you call that number or you check the website, understand when the information right now will still be limited, and there won't be any specific information as far as individuals that have been injured or deceased.
Sheriff, what's happening on the campus now? People leaving. Sheriff, what's happening on the campus now?
So as you can imagine, the campus is a very large area to cover. Much like we had it in the aftermath of 1 October, there's a lot of additional calls coming in that students hunkered down, they're afraid, they're scared. Our officers are going unit by unit, building by building with the university police and the rest of the police officers, firefighters, EMS, and making sure that we don't have any additional victims and or subjects. So we'll be back with you in the very near future to provide an update. Thank you.
I have an update as well. I'm sorry. On that website, that's going to be FACofSouthernNevada.org. I believe I said .com. That is .com.
Thank you, sir. All right, so we just got the latest information on the situation here at UNLV from Sheriff McMahill. We are going to step away, but Latoya, Dana, what I can tell you, the biggest news is that the suspect is deceased. There are no other threats. There are multiple victims that was sent to the hospital. McMahill could not tell us the number of victims. There is also a reunification center at the convention center, and Sheriff McMahill says that they will provide us with another update as soon as we get that. We'll be sure to bring those to you on air, online. But Latoya, Dana, that's the very latest. We'll send it back to you.
That's the very latest.
Andrew, thank you for all that you do. We also learned that they have a number that they want folks to call as well. That is 702-455-AIDE. Again, that's 702-455-AIDE. And of course, as the reunification is starting to happen, a lot of sighs of relief here, but we also know that multiple people have been injured, and in fact, some of them may in fact be deceased, and so certainly a sobering, heartbreaking day. Hearts are heavy in our community as we continue to learn more about this at this hour. The good news here is they're telling us there's no further threat, but out of abundance of caution, they have decided to shut down all statewide campuses just in case. But again, no further threat at this time. Let's go ahead and check in with our Kelly Turin.
We got another update, 5 o'clock, headquarters.
All right, so actually we're checking out what's going on right now on I-15, and as you guys have been talking about, I-15 northbound is closed from Blue Diamond up through Mount Charleston. So I want to take a look at what we're seeing here. So unfortunately, there's a lot of cars here who got trapped in the closure, and they're not letting them move. I don't know if these cars, I'm assuming they've been sitting here since about 12:30, so they've been sitting there a while. Hopefully they're going to let them get off at Tropicana here soon, because these cars, like I said, they got nowhere to go. Behind this, you can see there's nobody, and that is because it's closed back toward Blue Diamond. Now, the southbound side is open, but traffic is very, very light. I'm assuming that most of the community is probably at home watching the news right now and grieving what's happened in our community. So it's probably the reason why the traffic is so light, because by this time we should see heavy traffic on 15, at least on the southbound side. Again, we're going to keep an eye on these people on the northbound side of I-15 and hope that they can get out of there quickly. We also have reports of Tropicana being closed. Oh, yeah, sure looks like it. Let me get over here. Yep, that looks like Tropicana's closed here at the north end of the airport. Also closures, Maryland Parkway, University Center, we've got closures, and Charleston at Shadow Lane, so right in front of UMC. We also have a closure there. So again, this is something we're going to continue to monitor here. Hopefully we can get these people off the 15 that are stuck. But if you're getting ready to head out the door anytime soon, I-15 is not the place to be, especially on the northbound side. Like I said, southbound is still open, at least for now.
All right, Kelly, thank you for the bird's eye view from the only nighttime helicopter in the entire state of Nevada. That's Sky 3. We are getting an update from UMC. Scott Krebs there saying that they have not received any patients from this shooting at UMC. They're the only level 1 trauma center here in southern Nevada. Right now, they're taking all of the injured, we believe, to Sunrise Hospital, which is the closest hospital to the UNLV campus, and we're expecting another update from Metro Police. We just received one from the Sheriff, Karen McMahill, moments ago. Next update from police will be at 5 p.m. We still have a lot of questions, including how many people are injured and what their injuries are.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, we do know that some of those injured are at Sunrise. At least that's what we believe right now from the police presence there. We do have Kristen Drummond on scene. Kristen, any updates?
At this point, no new updates. I have reached out to a spokesperson from Sunrise Hospital to ask how many people are injured, what are their conditions at this time, but no response. But what we do know is that Metro Police have blocked the entrances into the emergency area here at Sunrise Hospital. What we're noticing, any cars that are pulling up, it seems that they don't have credentials showing that they work at the hospital, they are being turned away. But you can also see anyone who is currently in the parking lot, they are able to leave at this point. As I mentioned earlier, there are a number of first responders right now in the emergency room area, or I should say outside of the emergency room area, from Clark County Fire Department, Metro Police, as well as Henderson Fire Department at this time. But as you can see, both entrances over at Sunrise Hospital going into the emergency room area are blocked, and then you can see this one officer right here as an ambulance is about to pull in, approaching, asking, and then they're able to go on their way. But they are armed at this moment in time as they continue to monitor the traffic and people going in and out of the hospital. Of course, we will continue to give you the latest updates once we learn who is at this hospital right now, how many people are injured, because of course that is the big question at this time. Dana and LaToya.
All right, our Kristen Drummond there for us at Sunrise Hospital as we work to learn more. Let's go back to our Denise Rosh. She's a longtime reporter here and also third generation or second generation UNLV student. Her daughter went there as well. Have you been able to talk to any of the folks who have been coming out of the buildings as they go unit by unit trying to clear the students?
Yeah, and the students tell us, seriously, this is the worst thing that they could have ever imagined happening on their campus. How could it not be? Just coming out with SWAT, escorting them out with guns. The students really not sure what's going on. I know we heard about a reunification center, but you can see right over here, a lot of people just don't know what to do at this point. They're still standing here. We heard one first responder coming around just talking to people, telling them that they would be bringing them water because a lot of the businesses, as you can imagine, right in this area, are locked. They don't want people going in there. They just want to know where everyone is, basically. So a lot of the students still just waiting for word out here on Maryland Parkway, although you can see Maryland Parkway once again is nothing but wall-to-wall emergency vehicles, as it will be, I'm certain, for quite some time. Again, students just waiting here along with us for the information, but
does it got to close on the southbound
they were just
side?
going about their day. One person told me that they were about ready to present a project.
Yep, they're closing southbound.
End of semester project, and now this is what the day has come to, and it's quite literally unbelievable.
Okay, Denise, thank you for that
Dude,
update.
Rebecca, I can't answer the phone right now. I'm in the helicopter.
Point, the nation is watching what's playing out here in southern Nevada. As the nation watches what's happening, can you explain to someone
Honey, you gotta text me. I can't even hear myself think without these noise-canceling headphones. Radio or text, please.
What this campus means to our community for those who may not realize.
You know, a lot of people think of it as a commuter campus. People don't live on campus. They don't care about this campus. And I can tell you that's just really not true. People that have a deep
they're streaming us.
To this school, people care about this
school.
All
right,
well. And you know, yeah, it's been with my family my entire life. My mother graduated from UNLV. I did. My daughter did. I know this campus fairly well. I know exactly where Beam Hall is. I can tell you I was there when Beam Hall opened. That's how old I am. But to have this happen right here where a lot of these students and myself as well, you think of this as a safe space, right? A campus where people come to learn. And this is the last thing they expect to happen. And this school does mean a lot to a lot of people.
All right, Denise, thank you so much for letting us know more about what's happening there on campus now and its impact on everyone who lives here in southern Nevada. Close ties for so many of us. Let's go ahead and check back in with our traffic authority. Kelly Kern, we're now hearing that I-15 southbound is closing.
Yeah, it looks like they're already starting to close some of these. Yeah, it looks like they're already starting to close some of these on-ramps. The on-ramp from Sahara onto 15 southbound is already shut down. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. Now, obviously, there's still quite a few cars, not a lot, but still quite a few cars here that are on I-15 southbound. We're not sure what the closing point is and from where to where because we haven't gotten an alert yet. But we're still working to find out that information. Like I said, the ramps from Sahara onto 15, both north and southbound, those are all closed. Same thing here as we're taking a look at, let's see, where's Charleston? Let's see, right here. This is Charleston. Yeah, it doesn't look like you're able to get on here either. So, yeah, 15, not the place to be. Again, northbound is shut down from Blue Diamond up to Charleston. Actually, are they letting? Oh, yeah, they're letting them out of Charleston. Yep, letting out of Charleston. Southbound, we don't know from where to where yet, and they don't have it completely shut down yet. As soon as I find that out, I will check back in with you guys.
I mean, when the President of the United States comes to town, they will shut down Interstate 15. Any other time, that's the busiest stretch of freeway in our entire state. And we rarely get a scene like that where you don't see a car on it, and it doesn't matter the time of day. But this is in the heart of the day,
right?
And
where
normally
the shift change is happening,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, normally that is just packed with people. But Kelly's going to stay up in Sky 3 for us. But Interstate 15 is not the place to be. Anywhere from Charleston all the way down to Blue Diamond Highway, and I imagine that the side streets around Interstate 15 are jacked up as well. So traffic anywhere close to the resort corridor is not good, and they're trying to keep the freeway clear there for emergency vehicles. Right now, we believe that all of the injured, we don't know how many there are right now, or their conditions, have been taken to Sunrise Hospital. And we do have a reporter in place, Steve Wolford's at UMC. He says there's a heavy police presence there, but we've also heard from UMC they have not taken a patient to UMC yet.
Which is interesting because that's our level 1 trauma center. And so perhaps some good news.
Right.
We can only hope and keep our fingers crossed for that. And we mentioned earlier about how this community has been really hit hard with a number of things that have rocked us to our core. Of course, up until now, one of the biggest stories that we've been telling you about is about the 2 NHP troopers who were hit and killed